Well, hello there, Capricorn. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your June General Tarot reading. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's take a look at what you have going on. So this is good for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and is good from now until about mid-July. So we'll see what we have here. Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. And taking shelter, the answers are within. Okay, so it's this energy that there is something, some situation in your life that is causing you a little bit of concern. You're not really sure how to move forward, right? So that could be in your career, it could be in your money sector, it could be a relationship. It's kind of like, I don't know exactly what to do about this. And I feel like it's causing you a lot of anxiety. It's kind of like you want to know the direction to take. You want to take action, and yet at the same time, you're not really sure. And so with the Seahorse Spirit, this energy of just watching and waiting, allowing things to kind of play out. There's an energy here of letting something play out a little bit more before you really kind of make a decision. But meanwhile, kind of going within. This is, actually the Virgo energy of taking shelter, of going within, knowing that you have the answer. The clear answer for you is within, and allowing yourself to just kind of like go within and listen to your own heart about how to proceed in the situation. But it's about, you don't have to worry about taking direct action at this time. Now we'll see how this plays out over the next month. It could be that we have the summer equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere coming up June 21st. So it could be that between now and then, you're just kind of like allowing things to play out. And then all of a sudden, you'll make a big change around the 21st, around that equinox. As we move from one season to another, you'll have the clear answer. You'll be able to see clearly how to proceed, what your best action is. Wow. Yeah. This is, honestly, I feel like this is kind of like something big that is happening in your life. For some of you, it could be about, I think it's interesting that the seasons are changing, right? It could be that you're actually changing seasons in your life. So that could be either leaving a relationship or committing to a relationship, right? So you could be, seeing someone and then choosing around the 21st to take it to the next level, whether that's moving in together or getting married, committing to each other in some way. Or it could be that you're deciding to leave a relationship. Same thing with a career. You could be changing careers, looking for a new job, deciding to go in a new direction. Or it could be, that maybe you're deciding to retire, to kind of like leave the workforce completely. For right now, you have stay the course, right? It's kind of like, don't make a huge change at this time, because I feel like you don't have quite all the information or the clarity to make a decision at this time. So, there is no wrong decision. So whatever we are meant to have or to experience while we are here, it will come back. The opportunity will come back around. There's something here about balancing spirituality and practicality, understanding that this is all part of your path, and to just kind of like sit and allow something to kind of like, I feel like your emotions might be kind of high at this time about this situation. And so it's, wow, oh my goodness. Okay. Big cards coming out. And so I feel like it's just about allowing things to kind of like play out a little bit so that you can see the situation a little bit more clearly. Yes, you're definitely okay. So we have present power and we have the Lovers on the bottom, Gemini energy here. And this is, really kind of like stepping into that Leo energy of having the strength and the courage to see what your heart truly desires in this situation. So the Lovers card is actually the old choice card in Tarot. Choosing what your heart truly desires, having the courage and the strength to go after what your heart desires instead of staying in a situation based on what I feel like you're practically, okay, the practicality is coming out. You're looking at this at a very much of a 3D situation instead of the 5D. I feel like your soul is calling you to kind of go in a new direction or to see a situation for what it is, so that you can make a decision that is more in alignment with your spiritual path. It's about taking that time to allow yourself to drop the practicality or your mindset or your almost kind of like the conditioning that you have received around how the 3D world works, and kind of allow yourself to step more into the spiritual realm to understand that you have access to your spirit guides and angels, that whatever you need will come to you when you align yourself with that energy of the divine, of putting your love and your light out into the world. Okay, so let's go to your present energy. Let's see what we have here. It's almost over. Yeah, your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. See, that's that watch and wait. Understanding that right now, perhaps there isn't a need to make a change at this time. It's kind of like allowing, it's kind of like, okay, if you were on a lake, like you're at a lake, I should say that, or at the beach, okay, or at a marina, right? And you want to get into your boat and you want to go somewhere else, okay? You want a change. You want to go to the other side of the lake or the other side of the ocean, whatever it is. And you're getting ready to get into the boat, but suddenly a storm pops up. Right? You would say to yourself, most likely, practically, you would say, I'm not going to get in the boat at this moment. I'm going to allow the storm to pass and then I'll take action. Then I'll get in the boat and go. I feel like there's some change. There's something that you are wanting to change, or even if it's just your mindset. But at this time, it's kind of like certain situations have popped up. They're saying the perfect storm. Like you could have had situations pop up in different areas of your life. Have you ever had one of those days where, one thing goes wrong and it doesn't really set you off? It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's a little bump in the road, and, say you're going to work, and you spill coffee on yourself on the way to work or something like that. And you just kind of laugh it off. You have one of those days where you can just laugh it off. Ha ha ha. Look at me. I had this coffee stain on me all day long. Right. And then there's the other day where your alarm doesn't go off. You wake up late. The hot water heater isn't working, so you have to take a cold shower. So you're running late. Your car won't start. And then you get a friend to pick you up and take you to work. And on the way, you spill the coffee. Okay. That is a totally different day, right? It's kind of like that perfect storm kind of day. It's like one little thing doesn't really set you off. But if you have a lot of these little things, like any one of those other little things, maybe wouldn't have set you off, but they all come at the same time. That's like the perfect storm. I feel like you're kind of in a perfect storm right now. And it doesn't necessarily all have to be in the same sector of your life. You could have a little bit of chaos going on at work, a little chaos going on in a relationship, a little chaos maybe going on with your health in some way, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally, or spiritually. And it's kind of like, it's just a little bit too much, right? So it's kind of understanding that if you make a big change, if you're trying to make a decision at this time, it's just not the right time. This soon will pass, right? The perfect storm, the storm will pass, and then you can get in the boat and go in the direction that you are wanting to go in. In the meantime, okay, it's kind of this energy of just surrender. Just know, so you had a bad day, but you don't, to not allow yourself to get into the energy of, oh my goodness, I just have one bad day after another, right? It's just kind of like, okay, wait a minute. That was just a couple of bumps in the road, okay? I woke up late, I spilled coffee on myself, I had to catch a ride to work. Okay, that was one day. And it's kind of like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up with this positive attitude, being grateful for what is. Because here's the thing, there's something you're trying to manifest. It could be that you're trying to manifest, a promotion at work. It could be that you're trying to manifest a new career. You're trying to manifest, more financial stability. You could be even trying to manifest a life partner, okay? Gender doesn't matter. It's just this energy of trying to manifest, having power and control over your life, accomplishing some goal of yours. But at this time, you're in this whirlwind. You're in a dust storm. You're in that perfect storm where you can't see the clarity. And because of that, you're pulling your energy away from what it is that you're trying to manifest. You're focusing perhaps on what is going wrong instead of saying, okay, this is just a blip. It's just a blip. It's just one bad day. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and, tomorrow is another day, right? I mean, we've heard that song so many times, tomorrow is just a day away. I think that's what Annie in the movie, Annie says, it's just a day away. And so it's kind of like stepping back into your power, having the courage to know, okay, things didn't go my way today, but I'm going to stay in this manifesting energy of trying to bring in what my heart truly desires. I know that it is on my path. I know that it will come. I just have to stay focused on it. Okay, so let's take a look at your obstacle over the next, month or so. Now, keep in mind, this is what you are going to overcome in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, it's learning, okay? You're trying to increase something, whether that's joy, love, abundance, prosperity, financial success or stability, or perhaps a partner of some sort, whatever this is that you're trying to manifest. But there's something that you have to learn before you can bring this in. There's something here that you are resisting to taking a look at. Okay. In other words, it's kind of like you're getting in your own way. I feel like there's a little bit of this energy of thinking that perhaps the universe is against you or something like that. And we can definitely, believe me, I've been there too, right? Where we have one kind of bad day after another and we fall into that trap of thinking things will never work out for me. It's about looking through that looking glass, that magnifying glass, but it's really kind of like looking closely for those things in your life and concentrating just on the things that you are grateful for, because it's almost as if you're concentrating on what isn't working. And because of that, okay, you're kind of blocking what is trying to come in. So let's see. Yeah, don't let your past hold you back, and trust and embrace your life purpose. I am guiding you towards your life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you are meant to be doing. So our purpose is truly aligned with what brings us joy. So if you're sitting there and you're concentrating on what isn't working or what isn't bringing you joy in your life, then you're not in alignment with your life purpose. It's about, okay, wait a minute. I have to get, believe me, we all go through those spells, right? Where it's just kind of like, okay, I need to realign with what I am joyful and grateful for in my life. And when you realign to it and you keep bringing yourself back to that, okay, then you will quickly see how you will find more and more things to be grateful for. It's kind of like, there's so many things going on in our world, and especially, if you allow yourself a lot of time on social media or television or any of that, you can really start seeing all of these things that are going on in the world. It's about, okay, wait a minute, I'm just going to look through this magnifying glass, through this looking glass, right? I'm only going to focus on those things that I am grateful for and that I am trying to manifest. I'm not going to worry about all of this other stuff that is going on, because that is fragmenting your energy. You're trying to you're trying to tap into helping too many people, doing too many things, having too much going on in your life, being concerned about things maybe that you can't even control, right? It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to narrow my focus. I'm going to focus on what I'm grateful for and just keep building on that. Part of your life purpose is coming back over and over again to what brings you joy. And when you keep stepping on that path, finding the joy in your life rather than what is kind of bothering you at this time, it's going to lead you to the life of a true happiness and joy, because it's going to be more in alignment with your life purpose. I feel like right now you're having trouble being aligned because there's a lot coming towards you, right? And especially, I turned the television off 8 years ago. I turned the television off, and there's so much information that we gain, through social media, and just, I just try to kind of eliminate as much of that as I possibly can, because when we take in all of that information, we feel sometimes like we have to do something about it. Okay. You just try to kind of eliminate as much of that as you possibly can, and only narrow your focus to the things that you truly have control over, right? The things that you have control over are your actions, your reactions, right? The things that you can do, that you have control over, are only in alignment with you. We cannot control other people or situations outside of us. It's about coming back, taking shelter, coming back into yourself, and focusing on those things that you are grateful for and those things that bring you joy. And that will help you to come more and more in alignment with your soul purpose and with the happiness, the financial security, the stability in your life that you are seeking. All right, so let's take a look at your advice. Yes, so you have the Five of Swords. It's taking a look, because here you have, don't let your past hold you back. It's almost as if you are looking towards the past, what has happened in the past, and predicting what the future will bring. So that could be, well, I don't want to step into a new relationship because a past relationship or relationships didn't work out. I don't want to change jobs or careers because of, that was just so difficult, or, whatever. You're kind of like having these excuses. You're pulling up what you consider to be facts, truths from the past, and plopping that on any of your future prospects. So when we do that, right, we're not being grateful. It's not about not taking the lessons, right, of what we have learned, but it's also, and this has really been coming out in a lot of my readings lately, it's about not using experiences from the past and taking something that happened in the past and immediately putting it on everything that is in that sector in the future. So for instance, okay, I think this came out in the Libra reading. So if you have, Libra, a lot of Libra in your chart, you may want to go listen to the June reading. So it's kind of like recognizing, like if you were, say for instance, you were married previously, and maybe you were married to, a business person, that an entrepreneur, let's say that. To an entrepreneur, you may be taking that situation and whatever happened in that relationship, say it ended difficultly, then you're taking that and saying, oh, I will never date an entrepreneur again. Okay. because, and you're just like, yeah, everything that entrepreneur is not for me. So I'm not ever going to date an entrepreneur. The thing you may not realize is that it isn't because that person was an entrepreneur. The relationship could have ended because of a variety of reasons, right? But you're kind of cutting off a sector of your life, or a sector of choices, a sector of opportunities, because you're looking at the past in something that happened and just saying, oh my goodness, okay, I'm just taking, it's like a general stereotype that you're plopping onto all options for the future. The thing is that is preventing something that is really beautiful from coming in towards you. So, it is about keeping an open mind, about looking at if you have some reason to not make a change in your life, okay? And you're looking to the past and you're taking that mindset, okay? And plopping it onto, I will never date. And once again, we'll go to the entrepreneur. I will never date an entrepreneur again, okay? Then you are eliminating choices. And perhaps, okay, the person for you is actually an entrepreneur. The past entrepreneur had different other traits. It's kind of like understanding that we can't stereotype, we can't generalize that much, because we're each a separate individual. We each have we can have similar characteristics and very different characteristics. You could have an entrepreneur in the past that grew up in a very dysfunctional, abusive family. And so they take their entrepreneur power to their head, right? And they could have been very manipulative or overbearing in your relationship. But you could also run into or date an entrepreneur that grew up in a very nurturing environment, right? And therefore uses their leadership, the power that they have in this situation, to help other people, to give to charities, to employ people that maybe would have difficulty finding employment somewhere else. So when you say, oh, I'm not dating any entrepreneurs, you're missing out on something that is really precious, a precious being, a precious opportunity, a precious option for you. So let's take a look. Yeah, work through your fears. Your fears are, I don't want to be hurt again, right? I was in this relationship. I don't want to be hurt again. This person was an entrepreneur. That must be it. So I'm going to eliminate all entrepreneurs from my life. Understanding there was other things going on in this relationship. Relationships are complex. It's not one thing. And looking at your fears of what it is that you are afraid of. You're looking at the past and fearing for the future, but you're also missing out on some beautiful opportunities. Yes, because look, new beginnings, and yes, you are correct. Knowing that the way forward is open for you when you allow yourself to see what your fear is. I think that's what it comes down to, is recognizing what your fear is. And then working through it and saying, okay, yes, that person was an entrepreneur, but you know what? They also came with a lot of trauma because of, their upbringing, the situations that they had gone through. Just taking a look at it from a different point of view. Okay, so really interesting, because that message has kind of been coming out in some of my other situations. Yeah, and look, the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, a difficult disappointment, right? This was a difficult disappointment. Understanding there is something here to be gained. That relationship or that situation had to end. And the reason that it ended was so that you could see the blessing in disguise here. Okay, the Five of Cups is reversed. Understanding, okay, I'm not sad about that situation. I'm gaining the information that I need to from this situation and moving forward, instead of kind of just like clumping it into a category. I think that that's kind of the energy of, taking something that is complex and trying to look at it very simplified. Oh, well, they were, this is a complex person. We're all complex people. Oh, okay. Yeah. He was an entrepreneur. That's it. No more entrepreneurs for me. And when you kind of think of it that way, it may help you to understand you're attracting in what you may be thinking you're attracting in because you've been dating entrepreneurs, okay? Is really not because they're entrepreneurs. You're attracting in some other trait that all of those people, if you've had more than one, have in common. It's seeing clearly, okay? You're seeing clearly. All of a sudden, you get this clarity about what each of these is bringing. It's almost, okay, the other message is that you could have been dating entrepreneurs because you were looking for financial security in your life, right? And so you were concentrating, okay? Oh my goodness, this is so interesting. You were concentrating on what they could bring to the table, right? Financial stability for you. Okay, so the thing is that because you were concentrating on the financial stability, you then didn't look at the whole picture of the person. So when the relationship ended, you were still focusing on what they were bringing to the table, what you wanted the most out of the relationship, financial security. So you're kind of like aligning some of the other attributes that this person had and thinking it's because they were an entrepreneur. There was other things going on in that relationship, and not just with them, but what we bring to the relationship too. Wow. And then when you see that clearly, you can move forward from that mindset of saying, okay, I'm closing out all of the options that fall under entrepreneur, right? And broadening your horizons, going out there saying, okay, wait a minute. I get to choose again, and perhaps allowing yourself to see that it is what you were thinking is an entrepreneur, you were actually attracting in just that codependency, okay? You were actually attracting in a codependency because you were focusing on the financial security. It's about understanding, okay, I'm going to find financial security for myself, provide that for myself, so that isn't the reason why I enter into a relationship. Wow, kind of beautiful energy there. I mean, it's a little bit of that energy of, oh yeah, radically accepting what has gone on in the situation, right? And then moving on from that. When you see clearly what you have been looking for in your relationships, and then understanding, okay, the fear that I have to because it says work through your fears, right? Your fear is I cannot be it doesn't have to dating with entrepreneurs, right? But I'm trying to give you a timeline here, or a storyline. So if you were fearful of financial security, then it is understanding, okay, my fear is I cannot be financially secure on my own. I have to marry it or be with it or be around somebody that can give that to me. Okay, take a deep breath and then say, okay, I'm going to find my own way to be financially secure, because then, oh my goodness, your options open up. Your options open up because you're no longer focusing on trying to compensate or bring in a person or a situation that will help you with your fears. Same thing, if it's not a person, it could be a job. You could have taken a job because you were afraid, or you could be afraid of leaving a job, right? Because there's this fear of, oh my goodness, if I lose my job, I won't have financial security, right? So staying in a situation that isn't in alignment with who you are and what it is that you want in your life. Understanding you're staying attached to something, okay, because of your fears. Looking at it from a different point of view, okay? Why do I feel like I cannot go and find another job? I can't move in a different direction. And truly facing that fear instead of staying in a situation that is holding you, okay? Holding you, kind of almost like staying tethered to a situation that no longer is in alignment with what your soul seeks because of your fears. It's about facing that fear and then asking yourself those difficult questions. A lot of times when we bring that fear to light, right? We look at it and we say, okay, this is my fear. Why do I fear this, right? What can I do? How can I directly put light? When we put light on our fears, they dissipate. So how can I put light onto this fear? What actions can I take on this fear? That's why I think you're being asked to watch and wait, because you're not truly, you're seeing the situation for perhaps maybe what the situation is difficult, right? But you're not seeing why you're allowing yourself to stay attached to this. Wow. Because I get this true sense of freedom and release when you understand why you're staying in a situation and you face that instead of trying to change this person or this situation. Understanding this person or situation isn't going to change. The only thing you can change is to look at your fear and understand, okay, why am I allowing myself to stay in this situation? And then taking action from that. Wow. Am I afraid to be seen? Yes. The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. What parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I feel safe to be seen? Yeah. I feel there's this energy here, right? Where you're staying tethered to this. Your soul is calling you to go in towards embrace your life purpose, right? To embrace your purpose while you are here. You're actually being put, I think, in a situation that may be very difficult for you, okay? So that you will make that change. It's almost like some change is going to happen. Either you are going to take action and make a change in your life, or the universe may step in and make that change for you, right? Because there's a situation that really is very daunting for you, very perhaps toxic, right? Because we have the Magician, okay? So this could be a very toxic situation that you're in. Understanding that as long as you stay in that, you're not going to get anything different than what you're getting. If you want to change, it's about looking at why are you allowing yourself to stay in this situation, facing that fear, and then saying, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to start a new chapter. Wow. Whew, big energy here. All right, well, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I really do wish you so much love and light in this situation and in all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.